Good Saturday morning, and welcome to another exciting edition of Outdoors with Larry Ray on 790 The Bet. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited. Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we talk outdoors every Saturday morning right here on AM 790, 92.9 HD FM in Memphis from 9 to 10:30. And good morning to all you folks in Brownsville on 1520 AM and 95.3 FM from 6 to 7:30. And, of course, in Jackson on News Talk 101.5. And we do have a full house.
Yes, we do.
In the studio on this Saturday morning. It's not just me and Shelby. We actually have people in here, and that's pretty cool. They got. We're going to have one more. We're waiting on him to show up, but Guy Trebo is in it. Good morning, Guy.
Morning.
There he goes. If he says anything else, put it on him. That's of course, Guy is our webmaster for LarryRay.com. Please go to LarryRay.com. It's got all the information about the show as we celebrate our 25th anniversary this year. That's right, 25 years. We were real pups in those old days. And we have a man that was in that very first show, and he's still vertical over there. Gene Smith.
Good morning, everyone.
Good Saturday morning to the pun master himself. We're the only outdoor show that I know has their own pun master. Of course, we've also got a poet laureate.
And I'm certifiable.
You are certifiable. And, of course, Charlie Covenant is going to be with us sometime. Shelby McCall, of course, takes care of us. And Charlie is wanting to do, he's got a poem for us.
All right.
So we got to work something out to get him recorded, and we'll work it out sometime, okay? Shelby's nodding her head if you didn't hear that. But anyway, then we have the man over here that's finally given me a notice. We now have a date set for him.
We do have a date.
The papers have been turned in.
They were turned in a couple of days
to
ago.
juvenile court. No,
Yes,
not to juvenile court, but Andy Tweed.
Good morning.
Good Saturday morning, Andy Tweed, and that date is now
It's official, May 30th.
a week after my birthday. That's good.
Yeah,
I did that on purpose.
Yeah. What your birthday's? When is your birthday, guy?
29.
29.
Yep.
So we'll have a big party.
We'll have a big party in here.
We will. We'll have 4 people. That's right. Yeah. But thank you, Guy, for bringing in the two birthday guys here. And thank you, Andy, for bringing in Mr. Gino over there.
Got it.
Yeah, and we have a special guest in the studio. He's sitting over in the end. He said, "Why would you want me on your outdoor show?" And I said, if anybody's been outdoors lately, it's Michael Johnson.
Well, I've been outdoors, and thanks for having me.
Thank you, Michael. Of course, I've known Michael since he was a kid. Known he and his wife, Sally. And we're going to have a fun time talking to Michael because he made a trip. And Michael makes lots of trips. If you were on Facebook with Michael Johnson, all you see is airplanes going someplace. Little dots on the map over there. And I'm going to get in with Michael some of the places that he and Sally have been, but retired CPA, semi-retired. Semi-retired CPA, but long-time friends at Cherry Road Baptist in our young days and everything. But and then, of course, Dave Gabbert, you're on the line from Lexington. I can't say downtown Lexington because you're out in the sticks, right?
Out in the sticks, out here, just doing what I do most on the radio show.
Yes.
Kick back, drinking coffee, and I'm wondering, the question that I'm wondering now.
What's the question?
Will Larry Ray see his shadow tomorrow?
Well, we're going to talk about that too. You know, my shadow's kind of small, so sometimes it depends on the angle of the sun. But Puxamani, what's his name? Puxamani
Phil, yeah.
Oh, there you go, Guy. You are the.
Well, it was both of us.
Oh, both at the same time? What now? Puxatony Phil.
All right, I'm dyslexic, so don't ask me to spell it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not going to say. I can PHIL.
Yeah,
That's
go.
what he goes by,
Yeah.
and everything. But I guess I don't know about that. Are you a believer in that, Gabbert? I mean, you think that's really?
I'm a firm believer that spring will be here about March the 21st.
Well, I think it's here now. I'm telling you. I mean, it's going to be 70. We got all this weekend and talking about weather changes. I guess that's what's happened to me. I've got 2 variety of cough drops right here.
All my flowers are up. My jonquils up about 6 inches.
Yeah, you already got that? Well, we're already rolling here, and I'm getting a call from a man that's supposed to be here. I hope he's listening to me talk right now. But send me a text, David Beal, let me know where you're at because we're already on the air. Okay, buddy? Bye. All right, that was David Beal. Was checking on him, but no, the shadow will be seen tomorrow, because we're supposed to, have good weather this weekend, unbelievable forecast and things along that line. But
it's a good time just to get out and walk around in the woods because, believe it or not, I found my first shed this week.
All right.
Did you really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, there's still some people still hunting today, right, Andy?
Yep. This is the youth waterfowl hunt today, and then tomorrow we're going to have the veterans hunt, and then we're going to repeat it the following weekend. We'll have Saturday be for the youth hunt, and then Sunday will be the veterans duck hunt.
Bless their heart. I got a 65-degree day to duck hunt. Nobody's going to be complaining about being cold.
Well, Hutch and I are going to leisurely go this afternoon. How about
Okay,
that?
that'll be leisure.
But I will say, Hutch killed his first duck and his first goose on Wednesday.
All right.
Wow.
Yes, sir, all by himself.
Did you bring out your brownie camera? I mean, you did make a picture, right?
We did take a few pictures. We
That's
sure
good.
did.
Yeah. So where were you hunting?
Well, that's top secret information.
Okay.
Oh, well, okay. The cat's out of the bag. I went over to Frank Barton's duck hole. He didn't know I knew where it was, but anyway.
Hey, David Beal, sit in there. David Beal is in here. All right,
I'm just joking. Anyway, I went to a friend of mine's
I
farm.
know you did. Yeah, Frank will be calling me and everything like that. David Beal is in the building. Hey, David.
Hey, how y'all doing?
We're doing good now that you're here.
All right.
Do we not have a full house here, David?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Usually,
Some
Miss.
of my old friends.
Yeah, just usually
The
David.
room is tilting.
Yeah, the room just Shelby, me, and David in here a lot of times.
Kind
And,
of reminds me of an asylum.
well, asylum. Well, you might say that. And some of us are committed to some of the asylums. I know that. But special guest, David. This is Michael Johnson over here. This is David Beal. We're introducing everybody,
How you doing, Mr. Johnson?
and we feel really good. But we're going to kind of talk a little bit on this segment about all of us, what's going on here. And then we're going to bring in Michael because he's got a story to tell. He just got back from Can you put that on silent? Or is it just a flip phone? You don't know how to work that over there. It's probably, is somebody wanting to kick in the door or something for Shelby County?
Not this time, Larry.
I feel safe here this morning. I don't know about the other guys with them, but having Andy and David next to each other, of course,
That's right.
Mr. Treebro, Mr. Treebro brought me to the station. Thank you that, because at one time I had no vehicles. They were both in the shop, and when you don't have brakes on your truck, it's kind of dangerous to drive it. Oh yeah. Anybody know where I can find brakes for a 25-year-old truck and nobody can find? I'm in need of that. But Michael, I hope you don't. This is what it normally is, Mike. It's a zoo in here. I tell everybody, it's not Larry King Live, it's Larry Ray Dead. We just, it's conversation. Gabbert will believe that because he's been on it a long time. Gene's been that since we started. We went from 30 minutes to an hour and a half now, and what we call the fastest 90 minutes in outdoor radio programming. And when I called Michael and asked him about this trip and would he come on the radio and talk about it, he first didn't know exactly what it was going to be up to. But now he sees. He's surrounded by people that can't wait to hear your story.
Well, I'm glad. Yeah.
Because it is very unusual. You and your wife, Sally, when did you take this trip? We're going to tease you guys. Stick around for the next segment, all right? How long? When did y'all go?
We left on December 31st.
Okay.
Got back January 18th.
Okay, and you went to Buenos Aires first.
We went to Buenos Aires, spent a week in Buenos Aires, went over to Iguazu Falls. So we had a great trip there. Of course, it was hot. It was summertime. We were wearing summer clothes.
That's right. Everything's flip flop.
Yeah. And then we flew down to Ushuaia, Argentina, which is
Ushuaia.
Ushuaia.
Oh, Ushuaia.
Which is the southernmost city in South America.
Really?
Right in the Andes Mountains. And so
what kind of plane did you take out of Buenos Aires?
Oh, it's a big jet plane.
It was a big jet. So there was a runway that you used. Okay,
oh, yeah.
okay.
I mean, it's a 3.5 hour flight. I mean, it's a long ways.
Okay, so you landed there and you spent one day there?
We landed there and we went straight to our cruise ship.
Oh, yeah, the cruise ship.
Yeah, so we had a cruise ship there. It's where we picked up a cruise ship. And so then we started on our trek to Antarctica.
So this is not a Disney cruise ship.
Oh, no, this is not a Disney cruise
so
ship.
you told me there's like 250 on the boat, something like that.
Yeah, it's an expedition ship. It's small, so there's 250 passengers. And so only small expedition ships can actually land in Antarctica and let you get off and trek around.
So why is this something on your bucket list, or you?
It was on our bucket list. I retired about a year ago, or semi-retired about a year ago. And so now Sally, my wife, and I can take longer trips. And, you needed a good 3 weeks for this trip. But Sally was convinced that they're going to limit the number of people that they let get off in Antarctica.
Yeah.
She sees that happening. So she says, let's go now. Let's not wait till it's more difficult to get there. So we said, okay, we went.
And you went. And we're going to talk to Michael on the next segment because it's pretty interesting about, I think, Gene, we've had one other person in the show over the years that went on Antarctica, but they went to study the seals.
Correct.
The Waddell seals.
Yeah.
A professor at either, I can't remember if she's from Southwestern or she's from Christian Brothers.
I can't think of the name of it either.
Okay, but anyway, she talked about that. But Michael will tell us as we get back to him on the next segment that there were a lot of people that were what you call naturalists or people that scientists. I mean, there were some people on there, wasn't it? Primarily, they weren't down there. You didn't have a pool on your boat or anything.
Well, there was a pool, but I don't think you wanted to go swimming.
No.
But, yes, the whole expedition team are basically PhDs in different areas. You know, geology, animal science. It's crazy. They're really super smart people.
Anybody in the room want to go to Antarctica or the Arctic? Look at all these hands coming up. Wow.
They should want to go. It's incredible.
Yeah. Did you hear that? It's incredible. Yeah. They don't bust doors down there, David. I mean, come on now.
Of course, me and Tweed still want to go.
We still want to go. I would like for you two guys to go and see what y'all came back with.
Yeah.
But it's a trip. It's a fascinating trip. Michael Johnson, we're going to talk to you when we come back. Let's take our first break of the morning. Our great sponsor, B&M Poles, Ducks Unlimited, and the TWRA on Outdoors with Larry Ray. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. We talk outdoors every Saturday morning. Full house today, and as you joined us in the first segment, you heard a special guest in the house here is Michael Johnson, and we're going to talk to Michael in this segment about as we said, about he and his wife's recent trip to Antarctica. And it's kind of fascinating, Michael. You have been to some pretty nice places.
Well, we have traveled a lot.
Tell us some of the places that you've been to, Michael.
Oh, my gosh. We've been throughout Southeast Asia, China, Russia, of course, Europe. We had never spent a lot of time in South America before. So that was a new experience for us this time. So we've covered a lot of the world.
You really have, and from Buenos Aires to Antarctica is quite a
that was a lot of the world right there.
Yeah, and particularly from the weather to weather. But as we talked about, Michael, you got back on January the 18th or something?
You're right,
January 18th, and of course it's summertime, supposedly, in the southern hemisphere. And we were talking, when I talked to Michael, you told me that it was colder in Memphis than it was in Antarctica.
That's exactly right. So in Antarctica, it's summertime. It was around 32 degrees.
Yeah.
But while I was gone, you guys were having like 17, 18-degree
Can
weather.
you believe that?
Lots of snow.
Yeah.
I mean, I had snow, but y'all were getting a lot of snow too. So we were warmer than you guys were.
That's just amazing. And part of this trip, as you told me, you get to keep your parka. You told me.
Yeah, they gave me a parka.
Yeah.
And they also supply you boots, but you don't get to keep the boots.
And talk about the boots.
The boots are a very important thing. The whole point is they're very concerned about not spreading any kind of disease from one location to another.
Yeah.
And so the bird flu is a big concern. As a matter of fact, there was one place we wanted to land. They wouldn't let us land because there had been a reported outbreak of bird flu there. But so you wear your boots, and of course you've got on a couple of pair of socks, no doubt.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But you wear your boots and you go on these treks or these hikes through Antarctica.
Hikes.
Hikes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then you get back, and you got to clean off your boots really well.
Yeah.
And there's a good reason for that. There's a lot of penguin poop around there.
Penguin poop. All right, well, that's never been mentioned on Outdoors with Larry Ray, I don't think. We hadn't talked much about
I
penguin
am so
poop.
glad I could bring something new to the Larry Ray Show.
Thank you for dropping that into the show, so to speak. All right, but
So you got to clean your boots really well before you even get on the Zodiac to go back to the ship. Then when you get back on the ship, you clean your boots again. You disinfect them before you take them off because they don't want you taking any disease or anything to the next location.
now you mentioned the Zodiac. So you're on a what was the name of the cruise boat you were on?
We use Seabourn, the Seabourn Pursuit,
Okay.
which is a lovely ship.
Uh-huh.
No doubt about that. And so to land on the continent, you have to get in a Zodiac off your cruise ship
Okay.
to go over to the land where the Zodiac pulls right up on the beach.
Pulls right up on the beach and lets you out.
Yes, and you get out. Well, you may be stepping in the water, but you're getting out there. So, and these Zodiacs they're like military Zodiacs. They're very sturdy. They can handle the waves to get there. But it's like landing on the beach in the military. So you pull right up on the beach, jump out of the Zodiac, and then you're ready to grab a walking stick and start hiking.
Yeah, because there's no vistas, pull-offs and things like that for the views. I mean, it's all white. I mean, it's snow and it's ice and
it is,
and you're trekking, so to speak.
You're trekking. So usually the expedition team goes ahead of you. They lay out a path for you to follow.
Okay, that's good. You're not out there just you and Sally,
right,
with your
that
GPS,
would be disastrous.
Your GPS and your cell phone.
yeah. Actually, Larry, you took me camping. You know that would be
Oh,
disastrous.
I know that. Yes, I do. Yes.
So the expedition team lays out a path for us to follow.
Yeah.
And so you take your walking stick and you start hiking the path, and you usually walk by a penguin rookery because this is the time that they're hatching their chicks.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of penguin rookeries around, so they give you some things to see. But there's a lot of snow, a lot of glaciers.
You're wearing goggles. I mean, because it's.
Well,
I was worried
here's
about
the
your
thing.
eyesight.
I had these big sunglasses on.
Yeah.
Like your ski glasses.
Okay.
But I can't take any pictures with my ski glasses
on.
Oh,
yeah, okay.
So I just took them off and I did fine. I mean, it was only 32 degrees. Little snow flowing down.
Was it wind? Was the weather really good then?
The weather was really good. I mean, there were some days we had wind. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't freezing, like here. So
yeah. Well, we're going to have it. We got some photographs that Michael has taken, and we're going to post them on LarryRay.com. Guy's going to give him a feature there of showing you he and Sally as they're out there doing this on Antarctica. But the trip itself, now all y'all raise your hand. Why? Why would you want to go to Antarctica, Andy Tweed?
I would like to go down there.
Yeah, go ahead. Wait, here you go.
I'd like to go down there and see the penguins and just see what it looks like. And I remember talking about this back when I had plant taxonomy back in the 80s when I was in college.
Uh-huh.
And my professor was saying there are so many different plant species that are there that are covered under the ice and the snow, and that part of the planet is really now being researched for all kinds of stuff. Because you got to remember, during Pangea, everybody was together. Then all the continents blew apart.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
So there's no telling what's there. And let me tell you, every planet or country on the planet has got a stake on Antarctica. So we want this much. Russia wants this much. China wants
they've
this
got
much.
stations all around the.
Everybody does.
Around
Everybody does. But there could possibly be a full-blown fight over Antarctica at some point in time.
Well,
not now, but it'll be on down the road. But there's.
How about you,
huge
David?
riches.
Bill?
The reason why I want to go, similar to that, just a little bit different.
There ain't no bass down there, David.
Oh, it's definitely fish.
You can't take your square
yeah,
bill
there's fish
crankbait
there.
with you now.
I crank it in ice.
There you go.
I think one of the things for me, I want to see wildlife at its original state. I think for me, I want to see how they adapt, in that continent versus over here.
Oh,
and you see it on TV, but I want to see it with my own eyes.
Amen,
I
yeah.
think I want to go out there and see the polar bears, natural habitat and things like that, and the whales.
How about
things
you?
like that I wanna
Yeah,
see.
but you're listening on this in Lexington, Tennessee. I mean, talk about Antarctica. Have you?
I just have a question. What was the primary species of penguin in the section you was in?
Okay.
Well, we saw mostly chinstrap penguins, Chinook penguins and Adelaide penguins. Mostly.
Okay.
You say
No emperor
that's right.
penguins.
No. They're further inland. for
That's what
that.
I thought. Yeah,
Yeah.
because basically you were. How far inland did you get now? Well, I know the summer ice break or whatever you call it around it is. This is the best time to do it.
Well, yeah, but you're on the edge of the continent. Really.
You are, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you didn't. We didn't go into the middle of a continent.
No, you can't. No, I don't think you could do that. So, what's the highlight for you, Michael? This
Oh
trip?
my gosh, the scenery is just incredible. Of course, there was a lot of wildlife. We saw penguins. We saw lots of whales.
Oh yeah, okay.
We saw orca whales,
That's
which
what I'm
everybody was real excited about
See,
that.
that's what I'm talking
There
about
you go.
right there.
Yeah,
as well as
yeah.
humpback and minke whales.
Uh-huh.
And then we saw seals, the waddell seals, the leopard seals. So you're right up. I mean, and we took the Zodiacs out to ice floats, and the seals would be laying on the ice floats, and we were,
How close?
maybe 6 feet away.
Really?
I mean, it was close.
Yeah.
And we would take the Zodiacs up right to the iceberg so we could touch a floating iceberg. So it's pretty incredible. The scenery is incredible. But what I remember most is, we left Ushuaia. Everything is sunny and blue waters. And we
Right.
sailed 2 days through
Yeah.
the Drake Passage, where they say can be very rough.
Very rough.
Ours is really pretty calm. We can't complain.
Really?
Coming back was a little rougher, but nothing too bad. So 2 days later, all of a sudden, you sail into the Southern Sea and the Southern Ocean,
Uh-huh.
and the sky is gray, which makes the water gray.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
then you've got the white icebergs, the white glaciers, the snow, the black and white penguins. It felt like you were sailing through a black and white movie. Just surreal.
And it's almost like you mentioned the movie part of that. To me, there's been so many great explorers. I'm big on history and things along that line. I know the Drake Passage and named after the Drake, and things like that. But then I'm thinking of Falkland Islands and all those down in that area that people live. But this is an area that is still hadn't been explored. I mean,
Yeah, and nobody lives there. That's what's so neat. It's just nature.
and the stations, I assume
Yeah,
all
there
the
are
nations.
some research stations.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not like a town down there.
No, there's no town. There's no
You're not going to the Walmart.
No
Forget
Walmart,
that.
no McDonald's, anything like that. So,
Yeah.
what about your food down there? How did you?
Well, we were eating on the ship, and we were eating well on the ship.
Okay, that's what
so
I was
no problem.
wondering. And you mentioned the rough seas. I've always heard how much rough those seas can be, leaving Argentina and going down through that area right there. But you didn't have that. Maybe that's just in the winter. I don't know.
Well, it's worse in the winter. So it was very calm going down. Coming back, the swells were a lot higher.
Uh-huh.
Some people on our ship were feeling the effects of that. So,
Okay, a lot of Dramamine. a lot
Yeah,
of-
and one night the dining room was basically half empty. But fortunately, we did not have a problem with that.
Well, I appreciate you, Michael, stopping and being with us. And it's a wonderful story, folks. And like I say, we're going to have some of Michael's pictures on LarryRay.com. Look them up and everything. Like anybody else got a question before we let Michael go?
Did you hear about the penguin went to the bar and said, "Have you seen my father?" He said, "What does he look like?"
That is a pun. Did you get that, Gabbard? Did you hear that?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, I just wondered if the audience out there got it, because that is the pun master himself stepping in, Michael. Not often does he do a pun right in the middle of one of your talks in there. But
I
thank
thought it
you.
fit pretty good myself.
It did fit pretty good. It's a lot better. A lot better than that camera with the dated photographer, nothing developed.
That's true.
Okay,
that's true.
I was waiting for that one to come up. All right.
You want another pun?
Yeah, give it quickly a pun.
Okay. All right. The baby polar bear went up to his mom and
There
said,
we
"Mom,
go, Michael.
Mom, are we 100% pure baby polar bear?" She said, "Absolutely. Why do you ask? Why are you asking this silly question?" He said, "Because I'm freezing."
Okay. Can we take a break now? Let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry Roy. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. And having a lot of fun on this show. Of course, this is first Saturday, and that means Dave Gabbert on the line from Lexington on his porch drinking coffee. Good Saturday morning, Dave.
Good 1st of February.
1st of February, and then, of course, the man himself, the pun master's over there, Gene Smith. Good morning, Gene.
Good morning. It's the Old Time Ray radio show.
That's what it is, because when we got Gene and Dave, and, of course, Gene was there when we started, and so also got, if you missed it, Michael Johnson on earlier talking about his trip to Antarctica. You can go to LarryRay.com. We'll have all the show segments posted there, thanks to my man Guy Trebo, who's in the studio this morning. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Guy, because he brought me. But Andy Tweed, the short timer with the TWRA, law enforcement.
Good morning.
32 years just about, or whatever it might be, getting ready to hang them up at the end of May. And then the man right there, David Beal, Hillbilly.
That's me.
Square Bill Crank Guy. And now we've got his interpreter on the line with us.
Uh-oh.
So in case David says something I can't understand, the other part of our D&D segment, as we call it, all we need is a T. We'd have DDT, but David Best. Good morning, David.
Good morning.
Thanks
How are y'all today?
Thanks for taking time. I didn't know if you were on the road this weekend or not.
I'm not. Teresa is. She's going to Nashville for the Nashville show.
Okay, I thought that. But David will be at the show coming up 14, 15, and 16. And I was showing Mr. Beal over there, our seminar speakers. He says, "Where's David Best on here?" And I said, "Well, he's got a lot of stuff on his mind right now." And,
it's been kind of crazy.
It's been kind of crazy, he says that. Did you hear that, David Beal?
Yeah, I hear him.
It's too crazy. It's too crazy.
Yeah, he's still.
We need a kayak person on there, don't we?
We need a kayak person.
We don't have a kayak person.
Yeah.
All right.
I can't do that part.
No, you can't do that part.
No, that's for him.
He needs a big kayak.
He's the master at it.
Can you do that, David Best?
I can make that work. Yeah.
Okay.
We can put him in one.
All right. Anyway, David Best of S.Y. Wilson out in Arlington, downtown Arlington, as we say. That building is 475 years old.
Pretty dang close.
I'm getting close with ghost of many past there up in the Hitherland. We're not sure what's in the upper floors of that thing. Do you know that? But David, of course, with primary tackle and SYS Wilson. And let's talk a little fishing, you and David Beal. Together, you guys, because I know we're all of a sudden we've gone from winter to spring.
Yeah.
And so I got to ask David Beal, strategy now. I mean, we got some 70-degree weather coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 weeks ago, we were 17,
Yes.
as Michael Johnson mentioned. It was colder in Antarctica
Yes.
than it was, colder in Antarctica here.
Yeah.
So give us a transition.
So right now, the
thought.
strategies, really the transitions don't really change now. The water temperatures will not have time to catch up to that weather.
All right.
Because it won't last long.
All right.
It might warm up just a little bit, just a tiny bit. But, you still throwing your jerk baits and your A-rigs and things like that. And you're still kind of searching them like that. Some guys are even catching them on football jigs and things of that nature. For me,
Really? In early February?
Oh, you can catch them. Oh, man. You see that fish I got right there?
I saw it. We got it posted on
I
there.
actually
It's
caught
on
that
there.
fish.
Yeah,
I
it's on
actually
there.
caught that fish on a Cinco.
On a Cinco.
On a Cinco. So it doesn't, the patterns really doesn't change a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's just how you present your bait.
Yeah.
You can still throw a jig, and only thing you're doing is actually just dead sticking a jig.
Okay.
Basically, the fish still gonna eat it.
All right.
So I don't think the water temperature is gonna catch up to quite that fast. As far as the few days we have warm weather like that.
Yeah.
However, just a few degrees maybe. So that pattern really is not going to change from now yet until probably late February.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
How about it, David Best? You're in the hub out there. You hear talk about where's everybody going. Talk about what you're hearing.
I mean, I'll agree with David on that one. Yeah, we're hearing kind of the same kind of things. Everybody's still using those traditional winter baits to catch them, and we're they're not going to move way up. It's not like they're going to move up into 3 foot of water tomorrow.
That's what I was wondering.
But,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of times, so I think, Larry, a lot of times what most of the anglers don't understand is most of these fish, a lot of them suspend a lot, and that's why they still catching them on traditional wintertime baits.
Yeah.
You may have a few fish that live shallow year-round.
Right.
And those fish are for bank beaters. You might catch a few here or there, but nothing like going out there and catching those suspended fish or on A-rigs and jerk baits now. I mean, that's the bite now.
Well, what
It's gonna
about
be
the
like that.
presentation? Slow, I've always heard slow in the winter, because the fish are slow.
Well, it depends on the technique you're using.
There you go.
So with a jerk bait,
Uh-huh.
ain't no slow, no jerk bait.
So what did you catch that 5-pounder on?
I actually caught on a Cinco.
Caught it on? Yeah, you said that. Yeah, on
Yeah,
Cinco.
so but it was kind of dead sticking. See, that's
Yeah.
because of the presentation I was using.
Uh-huh.
But if I was using a jerk bait, no, it'd be snapping it. You know what I mean? Because those shad are actually getting shocked and they dying. So they got these erratic movements on these shad that they fall.
I wonder what the water temperature is now.
Oh,
In the 50s?
It depends on the body of water.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, any given just a range of anywhere from some of them down in the 40s.
All down in the 40s.
Oh yeah,
okay.
some of it's in the 40s.
Yeah.
Depending on where you are.
And I know we had Drew Gregory on last week's show, David Best. Of course, you know him, Mr. Kayak. Won a tournament out in Arizona. Now he's down the big tournaments going on down in Florida. This is a time I would think, David, to get ready if you're interested in kayaks. And we talk to David all the time about kayaks because that's their main deal. If you go out to S.Y. Wilson and Primary Tackle out there, talk about February in a kayak.
Well, I mean, February in a kayak, you got to prepare for it. It's cold water. You don't want to fall overboard. You want to make sure that you have your
That's
ducks in a
exactly
row.
right. Yeah.
It's a chilly time of year, but I mean, it's still an effective time of year. I fish a lot of tournaments in Texas this time of year.
Yeah.
Florida, of course, it's a little warmer typically, but I mean, crap, we fished one at Lake Fork a couple of years ago, and there was ice on the edge.
That's right. I remember you talking about. I think we got you right after. And Andy Tweed, you're listening to this, and you are too, Dave Gabbert. Hypothermia now. I've got to ask you, Gabbert, from that, and to be protection for that. Don't be deceived by the surface temperature. Mm-hmm. Is that right, Dave?
Oh yeah, don't be deceived when it's 70 degrees out. There's actually studies show that you're more susceptible to hypothermia maybe in the lower 50s when the temperature's in the lower 50s.
Yeah.
And the 40s than really freezing temperatures.
And we're dealing with that youth waterfowl this weekend.
You got it.
Let's be careful, right?
The
Andy?
water's extremely cold, but the air temperature is not.
Yes.
And Hutch has got him a new pair of waders, and he's been trying to find every hole that's there. Trust me. I just got them dried out today.
Okay.
So, yeah. But hypothermia typically takes, believe it or not, more takes place into March, into April, early May, and starting in October and November because it's a 60-degree day, and then all of a sudden you get wet, and there you are.
Yeah.
That's good information.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's be careful this weekend, and even let's don't forget Sunday when those veterans are out there.
You got it.
Because there may be a lot of folks first timers this weekend with young kids and whatever it might be. And it's the same way some of the veterans and things, but. We want a successful hunt. So where are we going now, David Beal? I mean, David. I'm gonna get my David. David Best. Where would you go now to catch fish? And I'll ask Beal that in a minute. Give it to me, David.
I mean, the big ones that everybody's catching them. Pickwick's been a hot ticket here lately, as of course it always is. I'm going to be looking towards a bigger body of water. Something that has a little bit of running water actually helps.
Okay.
Just because it's a more highly oxygenated, it's going to keep those fish a little bit more active because they have to eat a little bit more. A bass is a cold-blooded creature. Crappie's a cold-blooded creature, so they have to keep. The ones that are having to move are going to eat more than the ones that can just sit there and just conserve energy.
Can't we catch a big fish in February, David Beal?
Absolutely. I've already executed that.
Yes, you have. You got a 5-pounder, and that was in January.
That's right.
So whether
whether
you're going to Gaston's on the White River or over on the Little Red River right now, which a lot of our folks are now because it's a great time, this is a time that you can catch big fish.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
because they're eating.
Yeah,
they got to get eaten. Right?
This is big fish season. This is when the anglers go out there and we get it done. This is when we go look for that bite.
It isn't. Yeah,
this is the year we go look for that.
Because you've got to be. Traditional anglers are out now. The rest of us are back watching the Super Bowl and things like that. Okay, I mean we're the diehards are out there right now.
That's
right. They're doing a lot of trout fishing here in Millington and Herd Parson, all them lakes.
Yeah,
out
they
there.
got the trout out there, but I don't know.
Brown
Cameron
Brown,
Brown.
yeah.
But I don't know how that 70-degree. It won't affect them, will it?
No, no, like the water's
Because you
covered.
remember, just like you're talking about, the
That's
water
right.
temperature is
That's
not
right.
going up very much.
That's right.
I've heard they were lined up when they brought that second batch of
Oh, yeah.
trout
Oh yeah.
to Cameron Brown.
Yep.
You know, and they've had the freeze-outs and everything. Well,
but if we get another snow, heavy snow and
eh,
ice and stuff like
no,
that.
well, let me put hold my ears. I don't want to hear that. If we get what?
If we get some more ice and snow, the
Send
best.
them to Antarctica.
This is where, in the cold weather, this is where I'd go. I would go to the fish tanks at Bass Pro and just, because it's heated, they got big fish,
You know,
Nobody's
they let
gonna-
me. You know.
We
you
don't
know,
have
he
the
let me-
trout tank at the boat show. Okay,
Yeah,
it's gone now.
He always he always let me come down there and do the little seminars and fish in the pond
Well,
down
that's-
there
that's-
for the cancer children and everything.
Yeah.
So I enjoy it. You know, he's like, Dave, come down here and do the kids and fish with them in the pond at Bass Pro. I'm like, yeah, I'm on it.
That's my kind of fishing
Yeah.
right now. But I know the biggest trout I ever caught was that 30-inch one that weighed 17, that brown, and we caught that in early March. And we were all looked like the Pillsbury Doughboys. We were out there. If we'd have fell in, we'd have floated, because everything we had on, we owned everything we had on,
Yeah.
we couldn't get out of them and everything. Hey, David Best, thank you, buddy. Look forward
Thank
to
you.
seeing you. David will be out at the boat show the 14th through the 16th at the Agri Center. He'll be out there with S.Y. Wilson, primary tackle. David Beal will be out there as one of our seminar speakers. We might get Best to join us for a little bit.
Yeah, maybe if we can.
He'll share 15
Yeah,
minutes.
he still
We gotta
owe
work
me
on
some
that
lures
schedule.
anyway.
Huh? What'd you say? What?
We'll work on that schedule.
We'll
see
work,
if we can get.
we'll work on that schedule. Okay. Well, I appreciate David. Get on back. Hope everything goes all right for you guys. And you got any show specials? You got anything special going on out there this weekend?
Yeah, well, I mean, Puddle Jumpers is having their annual registration.
That's right.
For today from
That's
2 to 6.
Yeah, okay.
So, and then we're running a few things on special out there. We got a lot of different tackle coming in. It's that time of year when we're going to get a lot of those new pieces. So,
And you
good
got
time
some
to come out.
croquet out there? You got some croquet?
We got plenty. We got lots of croquet.
All right, Billy Doyle's croquet, folks. He's going to be part of that seminar schedule, too. He's going to talk about the croquet fish attractor, Wolf River fishing. If anybody can talk about it, it's Billy Doyle. Thank you, guys. Thank you, David. Take a break.
Thank you.
All right, let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray. We'll hopefully be right back.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Hey, good Saturday morning. We're having a good time on Outdoors with Larry Ray on this Saturday morning. I didn't really know how we would react with a guest in the studio, so I said, let's bring a whole bunch in here so he won't know what we're doing, So Michael Johnson, this is typically we don't have this big a crowd on Saturday morning, but it's always good to have Trebo because he does. You've been doing how long have we been doing this website? How long have we been doing this website?
22 years.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. We
Yeah.
won awards. I'm telling you, we got a cool website, folks. LarryRay.com. We spell it the traditional way, REA. So look it up, look at it, see what's going on. New sponsors, Ducks Unlimited. We love you guys. B&M Poles. If you're heading up to Grizzly Jig this weekend for the big show, Grizzly Jig, we got B&M Poles up there, and we're going to be talking to a man, Ron Wong. He's probably going crazy right now up in Carruthersville, lining them up to interview them, and they better get them right because Ron will get them if they don't, So appreciate it. But we do have Short Timer in here, and we do finally have the official word now.
Oh, yeah.
Because we'd heard Valentine's and all those different kind of things.
Yep.
But
Yep.
it's time. May 30th.
May 30th, that's it. Hang it
So
up.
so what's it going to be like for Andy Tweed after May 30th?
A lot of fun.
It is.
No, I've got all kinds of stuff in line to do, and got a lot of traveling I want to pack in.
Yeah.
And I would like to go back to Argentina and go hunting again. I want to go down there and go duck hunting this time.
Yeah.
I went to Argentina years ago with Pete Aviotti, and
Oh,
the late Pete
I
Aviotti,
knew-
late
yeah.
Tom Bennett,
Yeah.
and Dr. Galena.
Yeah.
And, man, we just had a great time. We flew to Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
Then it's an hour-and-a-half drive to the other side of Buenos Aires to get to Jorge International.
Yeah.
And so we drove over there, got another plane, and flew about 2 or 3 hours and landed, and we hunted pretty close to the Chilean border.
Yeah.
And the hunting was phenomenal.
Well, our good friend, the late Charlie Jones,
Mm-hmm.
he went on that trip to South America, to that Argentina, on that big deer hunt, or whatever they killed down there.
Probably red stags.
Yeah, with Lance and Walker and all those folks were down there, and what a great trip. And know that, but you were hunting ducks. I know.
We just hunted doves. That's all we did.
Doves. Okay,
hunted doves.
that's not my trip to Mexico. My one dove hunting trip to Mexico. Abasola Tomasita. Tomasila Abasola. One red light. Yeah. One red light, 3 hours south of Brownsville.
Yep.
Who is now, I've heard that beautiful compound where I hunted, 100, you could kill 100 doves a day. It was unlimited. And they wanted you to kill the hawks, too. Shoot the hawks. The bird boy wanted you to shoot the hawks. And now I understand that compound is owned by the cartel.
Probably.
But anyway, so you're going to be spend time with Hutch. He is now how old?
He is 10.
10 going on 20.
Yep.
Yeah.
10, absolutely.
And that's some more time for that. Things along that line.
And like I said, we're going to leisurely go hunting this afternoon. He wanted to sleep in.
There you go.
So, yeah, we're going to try and kill a couple of ducks this afternoon.
Well, I know Gabbert retired. How many years do you have, Dave?
How many years working?
Yeah, working, not just sitting. You know, I mean, Minister of Propaganda. I know you were an officer in where you were in.
Henderson.
35 years. 15 as an officer and 20 as the Minister of Propaganda.
Minister of Propaganda. And I know Andy has been here the whole time, Shelby County, in this area. Of course, your roots are in East Tennessee, Johnson City, and places like that. When you look back on it, and I got to ask you this, you got some memories, I know. I don't want to put you on the spot, but the manatee.
Oh, yeah.
Alligators.
We got alligators knocking on people's garages. We got manatees.
Yes.
And bears, darting the bear on the Stonebridge Golf Course. That was pretty
I
neat.
remember that.
Yep.
Yeah. But there's been another part, and this is really typical Andy because he spent a lot of time on that river, Old Man River.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you've been a spokesman a lot of times, been down there on the river telling the media.
Oh, absolutely.
What they didn't know and what they still don't know.
Well, and speaking of the river, this is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I wish I would have brought more propaganda in
Well, we'll
here
do
to
that
share.
before. We got time.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not going to let you get away.
We'll do it again, but
Yeah.
what we've got, there's a lady I talked to the other day named Rachel Loomis, and she is with the Mississippi River Institute out of Illinois.
Yeah.
And they're bringing a big barge down and parking it, I guess, at our now defunct $42 million boat dock. But anyway, hopefully they'll get, I don't know if it's going to be parked on the Mud Island side or the shore side, but it's supposed to be a big river boat, and it will accommodate, I don't know, X number of people to give presentations and seminars and things of that nature. Yes.
Okay. Let's talk about that down the road then.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will have all the, I may even get that girl to show up.
Oh,
and talk
yeah.
about it.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We need to talk about that because we've got two guys on the line, one in studio with Andy and with Dave. Of course, Dave's roots are here also. And then think about the years together. You guys combined over 60 years with the TWRA. And you've been through, Dave has been through, you've been through. My hat's off to both of you guys because you're old school. I hope you don't mind me saying that. Dave Gabbert, you don't mind me saying that, do you?
Oh, no.
I mean, you are old school.
Yeah, absolutely. And I crammed a 4-year degree in 8 years. I mean, it's wonderful.
Well, I like my first year so good I took it twice. Or was
The
it
good
three?
thing about it, they did law enforcement and PR work, too.
Yeah, and that's the part, and we love the TWRA because they are a sponsor, have been. Mr. Bill Cox, I think next month is his last, if I'm not mistaken. I got to get Bill on, but I've heard that will be his last commission meeting.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, but he served a lifetime
Yeah, he's
with
been
the
there
agency.
20-plus years.
Well, yeah, he's been there 3 terms, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but thank you for the service that you do because you've both, Dave and you, Andy, have left a legacy here. I can't think of the TWRA in Shelby County without thinking of you, Andy, and I can't think of the Minister of Propaganda
There you go.
without thinking of Dave.
Yeah, Dave did so many outreach programs
Whoa,
in
man.
his tenure as propaganda. But
Dog and Pony? Is that what we call it, Dave?
I
Yep.
know the dog and pony show.
Dog and Pony
Dog
Show.
and pony shows, puppet shows, and
Puppet
he was
show.
huge in the Scholastic Clay program when
That's
that
right.
in
Yeah.
its infancy and got it going in the state of
And it's
Tennessee.
huge now.
Archer in the school
Yeah,
system.
archery in
Yep.
the school and all those
So-
different kind of things. And then,
So Dave leaves a lot of legacy.
yeah,
you
and
know,
then you
it's-
look next door to you right there. That little fellow over there.
Yep, got little Gene here.
104 years old. And
Yeah, Dave and I went all over West Tennessee doing archery in the school system, the World Shoot. We had 5,430 kids. They shot 30 arrows every hour for 4 days.
can you believe that? Yeah. So we don't want to get carried away because we're going to close out the show with some memories from everybody in the room when we come to the final segment. But appreciate Andy picking up Gene. Well, not picking him up. I mean, you got him in your car. Yeah. Got a big shoehorn, but you got him in there and got in there. But I wanted to be sure, put that on your schedule, folks, for the boat show. I don't know how many years this boat show. John Bondurant, back in the years at the Mid-South Coliseum, this show has been around for a long time. And it
Used to be downtown.
Yeah, well, we've moved around. It's kind of like the old fishing rodeo.
Right.
You know, we end up we could fish in any ditch we could find.
I miss
when they exited us from Ray Deaton Lake in Audubon Park, and they told you go find your own place, and we did.
We did.
Didn't we, Dave Gabbard?
Yeah. At one time, down there in Memphis, they had 2 shows. One at the Cook Convention Center. It was just primary boats.
That's right. Yeah.
I remember, that's when they'd bring in big 30 and 40 footers.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know that the Agri Center is a great facility, and we're going to have a lot of seminars, including the man over there, David Beal. And I didn't know what to put. What are you going to talk about, David?
Actually,
I need to make it.
Of course, we're going to do square bill crankbait.
But what else? You're going to talk about something else.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I like to keep it open.
Uh-huh.
Cause
Take questions?
Yeah, for questions, and I think a lot of guys are crop anglers, pan fishermen.
Yeah,
especially in this place.
Yeah.
That's right.
Tweed always, out there, and he see a lot of them mostly pan fishermen versus,
Yeah.
bass anglers. So I think I'll keep it open for
Good.
that. Cause
Yeah.
that's how I started.
Yeah, that's how everybody started, just about. And the seminars, what I like about, you pay $11 to get in the show this year, but you don't pay anything for the seminars unless you want to go behind stage and drop bucks in the bucket for David, because he's.
I'm giving away.
No, he's giving.
I'm giving away, Louis.
Yeah, well, I know. Remember Buck Gardner? He used to give away those wood duck calls.
Oh, yeah,
and he'd charge you $10 to take them back because the parents.
I wound up with 50 of them one time. I still got some.
Yeah, the parents would say, yeah, you get to give $10 to get them back to me, because everybody's blowing those duck calls. But anyway, put that on your calendar. That's coming up on February the 14th, 15th, and 16th. The Mid-South Sports and Boat Show out at the Agri Center, and that's again presented by Expo South. And I'll be out there Saturday and Sunday, and there's a lot of things going on in the Mid-South right now, particularly outdoor-wise. I want you to know about those. Check LarryRay.com. We'll have all the information, but anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun. But we're going to switch gears here on the next segment. You think we can find Ron Wong up there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wherever the food.
Well, it's early.
I honestly think you're better off calling Lambert's.
No. No, I think we'll find him because he's up there at Caruthersville for the Grizzly Jig, and I don't know who's going to throw on the line with him. Last week we had all the big guys that are up there. Hey, it's only about an hour and a half out of Memphis on up there to Caruthersville on Truman Boulevard. I think it's a boulevard. I don't know. One time I said Ames Plantation was located on Buford-Ellington Boulevard, and they said, there ain't no boulevards out in Ames Plantation. They're all gravel roads and things like that. So let's take a break. Then we're going to head to Caruthersville with Ron Wong. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. Brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. We talk outdoors every Saturday morning, and a full house in the studio. Dave Gabbert on the line, and we're going up to Caruthersville, Missouri right now to our man Ron Wong is up at the Grizzly Jig Show. Started on Thursday and going through tomorrow. And Ron, first of all, safe travels. Glad to hear your voice. Tell us what's going on up there.
Oh, well, I got to tell you, there's so many people up here at Grizzly Jig already this morning. It's unbelievable.
Yes.
And, you know, the good thing is that they're open to like 6 tonight.
Yeah.
They've got all these sales going on, and all of these professional crappie fishermen, the tackle company representatives like Jack Wells.
Yeah, me
is
and him.
here.
Yeah.
And Jeff Smith from Leland Lures. They're all here.
And you got somebody with you right now, don't you? I think.
And who's out there signing autographs, and getting his picture taken with pretty ladies and everything.
I'm not talking about you, Ron. I'm not talking about you, Ron. Come on now.
But it's our friend John Godwin.
There he is. Hey, John. How you doing, John?
Hey, what's going on? I'm just up here hunting up a sandwich.
Sandwich? Okay. Well, you're with the right person to hunt up food. I know that. You got Wong with you there. But, hey, John, I know this is a big stop for you. Tell us about this show and why are you there? What makes this event so important for you, John?
Well, this is one of the biggest crappie catfish expo shows. I call it expo because it's just about that big that it's got so big. But I have a new rod coming out.
Yes.
Well, it's out now.
Yeah.
And spinning rod, 7/6, one piece, medium light. It's got a heavy backbone with a fast tip, and I'm gonna be showing it off.
There you go.
Telling a bunch of fishing stories. But man, everybody's here. I mean, everybody in the industry, and you can walk around and talk to them and see how they catching them and what they doing nowadays. And it's just anybody that's anybody's here.
And it gives folks a chance, John, and I know Ron knows this, and we know this from our B&M being one of our sponsors for Outdoors with Larry Ray. It's just part of being there, isn't it? I mean, you're going to walk around. I know yourself that rod is going great guns and things along that line, but it's a chance for you to talk to the people, right, John? You like to do that too.
Oh, I love it. I love to meet people. I think, of course, the show has opened lots of doors for me, but
yes.
I think traveling around meeting people is the funnest thing that come out of the show because everybo's just like us.
Yes.
You don't see that in the news media, but I mean, there's people like us all over. America's awesome.
And that's the drawing card to Caruthersville, folks. That population's about 5,000, but come this weekend, it doubles and triples in size.
Now, Larry, also, John is part of a giveaway, the Sore Lipham giveaway.
Oh yeah,
You'll be hosting that event. John, tell our listeners, when they come up to Grizzly Jig here today or tomorrow, how do they enter that Sore Lipham getaway event?
Oh, let me tell you. All you got to do is buy a B&M pole or buy some Leland lures, crappie magnets, and stuff like that, and it will enter you in this giveaway. And let me tell you, it is awesome.
It's awesome.
We all get up there to the crappie compound at Sardis Lake.
Yeah.
And we have a ball. And we eat good, too.
Eat good. Well, I was going to tell you that because Les Smith convinced us that you guys are going to eat good. And that's one of the things about this, Ron. And I don't know how many years you've gone up there. And, of course, we've known the Mansfield family forever.
Mm-hmm.
And John, when you associate with these guys, a lot of folks they know you from Duck Dynasty and all the other things, but you're eat up with this, aren't you, John? I mean, this is.
Oh, I am. I love it. I love crappie fishing. Fishing is my second passion.
Well, I think
it's fastly growing to be my most favorite passion.
Well, you're guiding now, right? Yeah.
Yeah, talk about your guide service.
Yeah, you got a guide service now.
I'm starting a guide service, GodwinGuides.com. Check it out on the web.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take people fishing. I just love to see people's smiles when they catch a good fish and they smiling, or the first fish for the first time. We just have a blast out there.
Well, let me tell you, folks, and John Godwin, we've had him on the show many times. John, one of the things, and Ron has told me this, that you're the same John in the boat or out of the boat. I mean, and I think
just me.
And that's what you want, don't you, John? I mean,
yeah. I'm just me.
You're just me.
Here's the deal.
You just like a sandwich.
Yes.
Well, you can't forget where you came from or who you belong to.
That's right.
Well, we appreciate you taking time to be with us, John, again. Go get them, buddy. We'll talk to you down the road.
John, before we let you go, if somebody wants more information about going fishing on Lake D'Arbonne, what do they do?
Yeah,
GodwinGuides.com. You can get me on the internet. You maybe send me a message on Facebook, on my Facebook page. But go on my webpage, GodwinGuides.com. There's a lot of information on there, calendars and all kind of pictures and all kind of stuff.
Well, we're going to have you two back again, but thank you, John. Have a great time up there this weekend. Let me get back to Ron on the things that's going on here. We'll let you go, John. And I know, Ron, this is they opened up at 7 this morning, going to 6 tonight, then back tomorrow. This is a big deal, right, Ron? I mean, this is an event.
This is a huge deal. I got to tell you something. You know, I was here Thursday afternoon, and you're not going to believe.
What?
It rained really hard all day.
Oh, it did,
Thursday,
yes. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But I got to tell you something. It was amazing. The parking lot was full. Absolutely full.
Yeah.
And, I mean, there's so many people here, and all of these companies, whether it's B&M, whether it's Leland Lures, which is Crappie Magnet, Mr. Wally Marshall, our friend Greg Minier from Vicious Lines here.
Yes.
And I got to tell you something. It's a chance to meet all of these people and get to talk about their products and what makes them different or why are they so good.
Yeah.
But also to get the tips from all of these professionals, crappie professionals that are here. I got to tell you, it's really amazing.
Well, I know the Mansfield family has put on this thing, Louis and Wade and all the other family members. It's a family affair, and
yes, it is.
So, folks, it's as Ron says, about hour and a half, hour and 50 minutes out of downtown Memphis. You can be there in Caruthersville. You can't miss it because I think there's a big sign out there on the interstate, right, Ron?
Yeah, well, there is. And by the way, just walking in here this morning here, for this radio show, guess who I just captured this Saturday morning?
Who?
I want him to say hello to you, Larry Ray.
All right. Who is this? Who we got?
Larry Ray, Jack Wells. How are you, man?
Jack Wells. Hey, man. All right. Thank you, Jack. Yeah. That's a big deal up here, isn't it, Jack?
Oh, it is a big deal.
What makes it such a big event, Jack?
Well, I think it's a couple things. I think one that Grizzly Jig, they're unique in that they are one single store and they're zeroed in on crappie and some catfish, and they've kind of become a destination for a lot of folks.
Yes, they have. Yeah.
Second thing is all the good deals you can find.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of good deals.
There's a lot of good money going through that thing because it means so much to the Caruthersville economy. But at the same time, B&M is you guys have been a part of this. I don't know if it goes all the way back to Buck or what. I don't know, but you guys have been part of this thing for 20-something years probably. Yeah.
Yep. Since they've started it, we've been here. So it's a great place. I would encourage everybody, if they can get out this afternoon and they're within driving distance, to come on.
Come on up. All right, we're getting ready to put Wade on now. Thank you, Jack, buddy. Appreciate you. All right.
Thank you, Larry.
All right, we're getting Wade Mansfield on right now real quickly. We got Wade?
Yeah, we got Wade on the phone right now.
Hey, Wade.
What's up, Larry?
All right,
you doing all right?
I'm doing great. You got the Wong man up there. Just make sure you take care of him, Wade, okay?
I'm trying to. He's been worrying me to death about when we're going to eat.
When we're going to eat? Did y'all hear that around the studio this morning? We're getting a big laugh from everybody here, Wade, but we're just going to take...
He said, man, it's like 3 o'clock. Are we getting ready to eat?
Tell me, Wade, about this event. We'll let you go because we're running out of time. what it means to Caruthersville and what it means to the Mansfield family.
Well, it surely does mean a lot to us. We appreciate everybody that weathered the rain and stuff and come in, and it's rained all day. I know we've got at least 3.5 inches already.
Well, it's they're going to get there, but we appreciate you, buddy. We got to go. Take care of Wong for me, please. Let him come back.
I will.
Or better still, if you want to keep him a week or so, just let me know, okay?
Get him a bologna sandwich.
Okay.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you, Ron. Got to go. See y'all. Bye, Ron. Bye, Wade.
See you guys.
All right. We're out of here. Let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on AM 790 every Saturday morning from 9 to 10:30, right here in the Odyssey family of radio stations. And going to close out today's show with some memories because a lot of hectic things are going on right now. I know I've had some hectic things go on, but we got a room full of people, and I'm going to share some memories as we go around the room on this February the 1st. And, of course, Dave Gabbert's all concerned about the Groundhog Day tomorrow. And I'm just wondering from Dave, are you a Groundhog fan? I mean, have you kept up with old Phil and how he's done over the years?
They're delicious.
I don't keep up with that northern hog.
Northern hog. Pennsylvania hog, buddy.
I'm a more southern guy. I think there's one called Lenore City Bubba.
Yeah, there you go.
I think there may be some of that. But this, all right, Gene Smith, I know we've snuck in a couple of puns, and, of course, you are our pun master. And I can't think of a better way in this segment to give us a couple of puns, Gene. I mean, you've been doing this for a long time. We need some cheering up. Do you have any cheering up puns?
Yeah, we talk about flying. These buzzards were going to decide to fly to Florida.
Yeah.
And each one of them brought 3 raccoons on, dead raccoons. And the airline attendant said you can't carry but 2 carry-ons at a time.
Carry-ons at a time. You got to think on that, Michael Johnson. We don't want to ruin you on the last segment here, but you got another one? What?
Yeah, I got a little known story.
Okay, give it to me.
But, David Beal, the little known story about him, he was out working the other day, and he stopped this white van and this guy, and it was full of penguins.
Full of penguins, okay.
Full of penguins. He said, well, he said, you need to take them penguins to the zoo. So next day he stopped the same van, and it was still full of penguins. He said, I thought I told you to take it to the zoo.
Yeah.
He said, I did, and we had such a good time today, we're going to Graceland.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one. All right, let's talk about all right. Anybody want to share anything? Yeah, share something with us, Dave.
It's good that you got me and Tweed.
Move up on that
together.
Microphone.
It's good you got me and Tweed here together today.
It is good, yeah.
Because it's history here.
It is history there?
Yeah, it's history. Oh, it's history.
All right, let me have the history.
So I'll go first, and then I'll let Tweed finish it up.
All right.
So I was a child, and Tweed been knowing me since I was a child, basically.
Okay.
So he used to run with Shannon, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Ron and Shannon. Everybody know Ron and Shannon.
Yes, we do.
And I was just telling Tweed I wanted to see him because I hadn't saw him since I was a child, and I want to see him. And but nevertheless, I was a child, and my uncles are some wild guys.
Oh, really?
back then anyway.
Okay.
And some of them have passed on that Tweed actually knew, and but there are some that haven't passed on, but they're better now.
They are better now
from those hunting days back in the day.
Okay.
And as a child, I thought that we would just be hunting. I just thought hunting, fishing.
Right.
But what I got into a lot was seeing my uncles argue with officials.
Ooh.
Yeah.
With Tweed?
Tweed,
Yep. Yeah.
Ron and Shannon,
Okay.
and I would be sitting there. You know how a child be looking back and forth at two adults, and all I'm thinking in my mind is, why are we arguing? We just hunting.
There you go.
Right, and they would, and I would just be in the, in the space at the
you
time.
You remember that?
Oh, I remember it. I was actually a teenager.
Okay.
I was a young teenager, and so it was just the fact that I would be looking back and forth like, what are we arguing for? I thought we was just hunting,
right?
And I didn't know all the importance of the hunting and the rules. Right. So I was a child. So, but my uncles, they knew. But they were breaking all the rules.
They broke just about every rule they could break. And they wanted to argue with Ronnie and me about what was going on. And we finally had to pull the book out and go, no, this and this. But I remember you two were on remember the little three-wheelers, the little Honda three-wheelers?
Oh, yeah.
You remember the Big Reds?
Oh, yeah, Big Reds. I've turned one of those over a couple of times, you know?
Well, they had about a 220-pound deer on there.
He was big.
And two guys. And you were pretty good size.
Yeah, I was pretty good size. I was,
and his uncle were on there, and I mean, there's 600 pounds of stuff on and they're going up Shelby Drive, and it'll barely go. Anyway, we had to get out and have some discussions about, okay, you're supposed to check this in, you're supposed to hunt where you're supposed to hunt.
I could visualize that.
Yeah.
Oh, it was crazy.
I'd like to have a picture of that, though. I mean,
I don't know. Is it something that...
I do not have. I did not take a picture. No,
but you should have.
I wish we should have. Yeah.
We should have because I was sitting on top of that thing. And that dude was huge.
He was.
And I was sitting on top of that thing, and it made me this high.
I remember those Big Reds. Those Big Reds, yeah.
And I remember Ronnie getting out of the truck.
That's right. He sure did.
What kind of shenanigans is going on here?
He sure did.
Oh, folks, this is Outdoors with Larry Ray at its best. I mean, we're just sitting around here talking about memories, and we've already had the vultures in the airplane. And everything else going here with the pun master over there. And, we don't want to give a bad impression to Michael. I mean, he's going to go spread the word that we do this every week like this, folks. What?
I do have one more thing to add about. Okay, all right.
You're not going to tell one on me. Right?
No, but
but you could.
I chased his uncles for years after that.
That's right.
And you and I only ran in together just a few times, and you were fishing.
I was fishing.
It was all good. But I caught one particular uncle multiple times. It was just over and over and over. And I pulled up one day to a certain area.
That's right.
And there was a car sitting there. And there was this young lady sitting in there. Mm-hmm. And as I walk up, I look down and I see your uncle's name and her name, and they got a big heart with each other.
That's right.
And so I walk up and I said, "How's Cedric doing?" And she, "How do you know I'm picking Cedric up?" And I said, "Well, I just put two and two together." I said, "Tell him to have a wonderful day," because I know at that point he took off running.
He never wanted to see Ronnie Shannon and Tweed.
Oh no!
Nowhere on the street because he knew that they were always looking for him because he broke all the rules.
Well, I hate to tell you this, David, but Tweed and Shannon both have a big book that they keep. And come May 30th, that book's going to be publicized. It's going to be in the library.
And I'm going to go read it because I know my uncle in there 2,000 times.
Yeah.
I've got 3 chapters.
Yeah, I know.
But that is a thing, Ronnie, and Dave Gabbert will realize this. The people that you have met in all these years, and we'll talk about it before you step out. But, I mean, there are memories. Now, we can laugh about it now, but at that time, I can see Tweed coming out of the woods. You know, it might be a dove hunt. It might be checking on the river or someplace like that, doing the job. Now, you can't do that now.
What?
You can't come out of the woods anymore without permission, right?
No, right, yeah.
You got to have permission to come out.
Do it on the WMA.
Yeah, on the WMA, but
on private property.
Private property.
That's right.
Yeah, you got to have permission.
That's right.
So,
that's right.
Anyway, so we got to stand in the street and yell at you, really.
Yeah, that's
wow.
Hey, you can't do that.
Yeah, but I think, personally, I think the officers should be able to still do that because it's so much that go on these properties,
right?
And I think it should be. you know, let us come and check it out. I think so. It saves us. Exactly.
Oh no, they don't do that. No, they stay off the property.
Right.
Well, what got me when we're working the river, I got to hold the boat while they're writing somebody a ticket. Now I hope they don't recognize me in plain clothes.
I didn't know you ever wore plain clothes, Gene.
Yeah.
I mean to do that because Gene, you got.
camo.
I mean, all the different classes you've taught. You've taught some famous people. You didn't teach Elvis, though, did you? I mean,
no, he was too old.
He was too old at that time, but he's taught some famous people private lessons.
Oh
things
yeah,
online, and
there was a couple of guys had a sporting goods store in Bartlett.
Yeah.
And they had to go out west to pheasant hunt, and they didn't have a hunter ed.
Yeah.
So I sat in the parking lot at Ducks Unlimited for 11 hours talking to them.
And gave them
and then when I turned the paperwork on, I had 2 people on it. He said, "Don't ever do that again."
Don't ever do that. Because you've taught classes. What's the biggest class you've ever taught?
At Agri Center, I had 97 people.
97.
And
people.
back in the back, they give me a microphone. Of course, back then the microphone erased my memory.
Yeah.
Remember when Pete Creeks and I did that?
You and Pete.
Father Don show.
Oh yeah.
When the producer pointed me to the mirror, to the glass, I couldn't even remember my name.
Well, I know when they flunked me in my hunter education class out there in Parkway Village, and they told me to come outside. They want to tell me something. And were you there, Gene, for that?
Oh no,
I didn't think
that was Joe Reen
that was Joe Reen and Sid and Zid and all the rest of them out there. And they said, Larry, you failed this class. I was outdoor editor commercial appeal. I was just going to look on my record. My son passed and I didn't. And I'm going berserk. I broke out with fever and all sorts of stuff like that. I probably left a trail or something. I don't know, but anyway, and I look in the room and they're all going hee-haw.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I passed by 1 point. No, I know I did. I did better than that, but in those days, hunter education was really personal.
Oh man, yeah.
Right.
Now it's online. It's memories of those days in the class with you and Pete and Andy or Dave or anybody else.
And Vicky helped me.
Yeah, and Vicky, his late wife Vicky and everything. But anyway, thank you all for being in studio today.
You're welcome.
It's been a lot of fun. Dave Gabbard, I hope you've enjoyed it on the porch in Lexington.
Oh yeah, I've been watching deer and turkeys and drinking coffee.
All right.
Well, I've been watching turkeys, that's for sure. I won't go any further than that. But let me tell you about next week's show real quickly. It'll be second Saturday. You know who will be here, if we can get him away from Caruthersville. He'll be here next Saturday. We're going to talk some fishing, but we're going to talk about the boat show. We're also going to wrap up the duck season, and we may even talk a little bit about duck bands. Because I got a friend of mine that's written a wonderful story about collecting duck bands. Now, how many? You got any duck bands? How many you got?
Oh, I don't know.
How many?
I don't know. I've got about 6 or 8 mallards and 1 pintail.
That's enough. That's enough.
A couple of wood ducks.
I got one.
Canada geese.
I got one. And I got 3 other people said they shot it too. We were all fighting over at the end. Poor old duck. I still got its leg there. Because it's mine. When it comes down to it.
That's why Dan Fuqua and I went on a dove hunt. Every bird I shot, he took it. I said, okay, pretty soon he'll limit out, and I get to shoot some more.
Well, anyway, thank you guys. Thank you, Michael. I hope it doesn't spoil your day. Tell Sally hello for us and everything. Gene, Andy.
Yes, sir.
Hillbilly. My man sitting here. He'll have all this on Outdoors with Larry Ray on the LarryRay.com. Dave Gabbard, thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Let's get out of here. You know what we do every week when we close out the show and people say, where did you get that expression? It doesn't cost an extra cent.
Is it like the old days?
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to stick around and do the golf show?
Yes. We're going to start the golf show sometime. Yeah, he's ready because he came on before us for many years. But anyway, it doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport. And what else do we say, folks? Get up on that microphone. Let's talk about it. God bless the USA.